The biggest movie to ever come out is arguably Avengers End Game. For the last 11 years and over 22 different movies, Marvel has been building steam towards this movie. There's been some highs, there's been some lows, but easily the most divisive movie of all has been Captain Marvel. A lot of people got really upset over it. They felt like the movie was pandering to feminist ideas, and they think that the things Brie Larson says outside of the movies is a real issue. One of the most salty towards Brie is Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
People keep saying you make the same video over and over again. I've never made a video talking about Brie Larson's failed modeling career. It's the first time I've ever done it. So again, thank you, Brie, for continuing to show us how incredibly unlikable you are. Brie Larson's just not a good person, because Brie Larson is a very unlikable person. Yeah, most unlikable person on the planet. More evidence that Brie Larson is a very, very, very unlikable human being. This is the most unlikable human being on the planet. She's one of the most unlikable human beings on the planet, if not the most unlikable. None of the cast members of the Avengers like her. None of the fans like her. She's a very unlikable person, and that's just the reality of the situation. Like, she's so pretentious. She's so stuck up. She's so lost in her own arrogance. God, I really don't like this woman. I'm sure I'll have another Brie Larson story tomorrow. You guys have a great day.
Geeks and Gamers has a YouTube channel that is coming close to 150,000 subscribers. Makes videos that are related to different pop culture things like Marvel and Star Wars, and it has a very anti-SJW bias.
And look down upon all of the little people, and just judge us because she's Queen Brie Larson, and all of her minions continue to look down at anybody who dares criticize Queen Brie Larson.
A large part of why Jeremy is so angry with Brie Larson is the speech that she gave.
Am I saying that I hate white dudes? No, I'm not. But what I am saying is that if you make a movie that is a love letter to women of color, there is an insanely low chance a woman of color will have the chance to see your movie and review your movie.
During her speech, she breaks down statistics of film reviewers to point out that there's a disproportionate amount of white men reviewing film.
Other people besides white dudes like Star Wars and would love the opportunity to do a set visit. And I'm also saying I don't hate white dudes. I'm just saying we need to be conscious of our bias and do our part to make sure that everyone is in the room.
While I think Brie Larson has good intentions with wanting more diversity of reviewers, I think that the expectation of diversity is somewhat misguided.
The bottom line is that if each of the top 100 films in a year added 9 critics that are 3 underrepresented males, 3 white females, 3 underrepresented females, and the average critic pool would match the US population in just 5 years.
If we look at YouTube film reviewers, I think we'll continue to find that the majority of film reviewers are white men. Why? I have no idea. But if the percentage for the top 100 reviewers is consistent with the pool of average people who enjoy doing movie reviews, there's no real issue in my eyes. Because it's not about access, especially when it comes to YouTube. It's about engagement and passion with films. So I can understand why Brie Larson's stance is frustrating. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really mean much. Unless, of course, you're Jeremy.
She has not earned the right to be in this movie, yet here she is.
You see, he has really jumped into hating Brie Larson with both feet.
I'm definitely excited for Endgame, minus any Captain Marvel involvement.
Breaking down every moment that could possibly make her seem bad.
Again, so tell me how I've come to the conclusion that he'd look at it.
Responsibility. I mean, I am committed to self-improvement, and I work at being the best person that I can be and using this platform for as much.
Does Jeremy Renner hate Brie Larson? Maybe. I don't know. But I don't think this clip reveals anything to confirm that. I know people point out his body language and how closed off and uncomfortable he seems.
He doesn't want to be there. That's my entire point.
We realized that we had so many...
But if we look at this interview that he did by himself for the movie Arrival, he shows almost identical behavior. So what's more likely? He hates Brie Larson to the point of repulsion? Or he's just uncomfortable in interviews, and sometimes he can come across as a bit awkward. Jeremy drives home his points by using a whiny voice and confirmation bias.
Whose regimen included deadlifting 225 pounds and pushing a 5,000 pound Jeep. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Oh, she is just incredible. She's incredible, everybody.
In one video, he's complaining about how unfunny Brie Larson is.
This is a video from Brie Larson and other cast members from the Avengers, and basically it's them trying to be funny, and all of them are, except for Brie Larson.
While giving credit to the other Avengers for being funny.
What is Captain Marvel's secret weapon for taking down Thanos?
Easy. It's compassion.
Really?
No. I'm gonna punch him into the sun.
Any chance I could borrow Thor's hammer?
What? No. Mjolnir cannot be used to put together some flimsy earthly furniture.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, indeed. What you need is this Flinjor, which is Thor's Allen wrench. Yeah, it's forged by dwarven blacksmiths.
And you can hear the audience
Available
reacting.
only in-
Who'd really win in a fight between,
Captain Marvel.
but I didn't say who.
Doesn't matter. It's Captain Marvel.
Okay, but
It's Captain Marvel. Next question.
You can see him faking reactions to try to prove a point.
I have to be the workouts where I have to put on about 1,200 pounds of muscle.
Can't they just do that with CGI?
Dude, CGI? I'm an actor. I'm trained. It means something to me.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
In reality, all the jokes are equally unfunny, but that works against his narrative. So he has to manipulate his audience into agreeing with him.
Like, I don't know why this keeps happening with this woman. She's just so bad.
With the straw man arguments, hyperbole, over-exaggeration, he seems to be completely unaware that he's a mirror image of the social justice warriors that he hates.
Yet, there's still people out there that are still willing to defend her and her attitude. This is white privilege right here. This is white girl privilege right here. And she is using it up. And she is hiding behind the virtue signaling nonsense that her and Hollywood are constantly trying to act like they care when in reality they don't.
While I agree that ideas based on identity politics solve little, he also doesn't offer much constructive feedback.
Who is named a Beauty of the Year in People's Beautiful issue, has also learned to embrace her physique. I feel very comfortable with the fact that my body will fluctuate and change, and that's important too, she says. I'm not trying to maintain a certain image of any kind. This is what the human experience is like. I'm in other countries. I'm going to eat those foods. I'm not going to stop doing that because I'm worried. See, now that she is this feminist hero, she could talk like that. She can talk like that. Just like she could say that she does her own stunts, and that can all be exposed through simple searches. She could say that she's better than Tom Cruise, or she's the next Tom Cruise, or she's beyond Tom Cruise, and we all know that's not true. But what about when she had a failed modeling career? What about when she had a failed modeling career? Sure seemed to be really focused on that image right there, Brie. You certainly seem to be focused on that image.
He's throwing fuel onto the fire and getting people worked up and angry over nothing. And for what? Views? I guess that's working.
So here's the deal. Brie Larson videos right now are algorithm gold on YouTube.
Jeremy's defense of his content is that people want it.
Why are they making so many Captain Marvel videos? Meh.
The reason is because everybody hates Brie Larson. Everybody hates her. Everybody is sick and tired of her crap. Everybody. That's why these videos are generating so many views, because there is such a desire out there for Brie Larson to be exposed, because she is such an unlikable human being. She is one of the most unlikable human beings on the planet.
But his critique of Marvel is that they're making something people don't want.
Respect for the fact that she's been elevated into this role that everyone else built. She has no respect whatsoever. She just takes advantage of it, treats people like crap.
So if people want to see him complain about Brie Larson, then I guess that's their prerogative.
I like this one.
So, minus the final scene, I'm actually very happy that Captain Marvel was not more prominently featured within that trailer.
But Jeremy's lack of awareness is astounding to me.
Complicated issue. If you are willing to pay attention, it's not complicated. So when you hear people whining about, well,
All these people do is make these videos because they get views.
what do you think we're on YouTube for? What do you think we're on? Everybody's on YouTube to get views, you stupid bastards. Everybody's on YouTube to get views. And we want to listen to the audience. We want to listen to what the people are saying. What type of content creators, what type of business people would we be if we didn't listen to our audience?
Captain Marvel making over $1 billion is a sign that people wanted to see it.
You stupid bastards.
It's unreasonable to try to discredit anyone who disagrees with you by saying they only like it for an agenda. People have different tastes, and since movies are subjective, it may just be that
It wasn't made for him.
going through geek and gaming videos, I found myself getting more and more frustrated and confused. I don't see the appeal, I don't know where the alarm comes from, but maybe Jeremy is just a bit paranoid.
Alright, there's a cop up here. I don't want to pull up next to him. I'm going to pull up next to him. This could be bad. This could be bad. I'm going to turn. But I got to do a full stop, so hang on just a minute.
And he sees monsters around every corner.
Alright, that was a perfect stop. Okay, I did good. I did good. Don't come after me. Don't come after me. Sweet! Alright, riding dirty, baby. Anyway.
Or maybe he's the unlikable one.
Because people hate her guts. Like, it's YouTube is.
So while editing this, Jeremy came out with his spoiler-free review of Endgame.
But this is just a spoiler-free reaction. I can't give you a score yet because I don't know. I will say this. Captain Marvel did not ruin the movie. And Brie Larson as Carol Danvers was actually pretty likable. I can't even lie. She was pretty likable in the movie.
And I just find it so funny that for months, he's been building up this idea that Brie Larson is going to ruin everything. And his initial review is, actually, she was kind of good. She was kind of enjoyable. It's just so crazy.